Hey everybody, Chris and I at this moment, I know it's a pre-recorded call, but we're literally sitting on the plane like two little kids super excited going to the Maldives. We've never been there. It's always been a dream vacation. I don't know about you, but there's nothing greater than getting on a plane and not having to spend a penny.
See, these are one of the great benefits. And folks, listen, we don't want to rub this. We want to impress upon you that this is an opportunity for every single one of us to get there. And
Exactly. And every single one of you can get there. You know, it's a choice. Everything we do every day is a choice. The moment you wake up in the morning, you have a choice to drive your business into momentum or to sit back and do nothing. And that's what we want to talk about. We want to talk about how do you get unstuck? So let's face it, everybody right now has gone through this emotion with everything going on in the world today with the pandemic and everything going on, not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. And instead of recreating, a lot of people are just sitting back and just getting sick to their stomachs in fear, not knowing what's going on. But not you, because you showed up for this session. So what's really important to know is find ways to get unstuck, whatever it takes. And often getting unstuck means stepping into your power of creation and do something different today. Think of something different, creative that you can do to increase your business. And this crazy pandemic, Chris, I mean, everybody is going on vacation right now. Would you say that? Like, look at all the people out on the boats right now.
it's
All
actually in a it's actually in a beautiful Saturday morning looking at the on the Ontario Lake here, and it's just amazing the amount of boats that are on the water. It's I mean, people are getting into vacation mode right now, and this is what we want to talk to you about is how to take advantage of a situation like this to create some results. But to have results, we need to do some changes, and we have a couple ideas that we want to pass by you.
And the key is to have fun with it. You know, it is vacation time. People are chilling out. They want to have fun. So, you know, you got to get out there. You don't just sit at home or sit in your backyard. You know, get out, do something. You don't have to stand face to face with people. You know, you can keep your distance and still connect with people. This morning we were in a hurry. You know, we were going for a quick walk before the Strong Max Women's session, and I saw these people standing there in front of this van, and this guy is advertising bike gear, and you got all these people standing in line because they're grabbing an energy product, they're grabbing a coffee, they're grabbing stuff from this guy, and he's creating unique ways. And I say, Chris, next time we stop and we engage in that group there, because they're all people that are part of the athletic environment, the activity that are going on here. And the key is to be creative. So because everybody's going on vacation, take advantage of it. Number one, people are going on vacation and using their credit cards and they're racking up their bills. Why not take this as a business write-off? Have you ever thought of that? You know, if you're out and about on vacation, find a way to connect with people, collect numbers, you know, have some phone calls, sit down and have a coffee or something with them, and use these opportunities to build your business and write it off for your business. Okay, so you got to be creative if you want to succeed in any business. I don't care if it's network marketing or traditional business, because I came from traditional business and I had to be creative, especially when it was low time, when it was quiet time. You got to find ways to recreate yourself, and there's tons of ideas out there. So maybe, Chris, do you want me to go ahead and share some of the things that we were thinking about and some of the things that we've also learned by.
Yes, yes. And just again, before we start, Tammy, I think it's important to understand the mindset change is never easy.
Mhm.
I've came to recognize that change, good or bad, often is, people have, it's not necessarily good at first. It's not a good feeling, or it initiates fear. And folks, there is no need to fear. Tammy and I are changing so many things we're doing, and I'm telling you, we are in our major discomfort zone in trying new things. I'm telling you.
Totally.
I'll be honest, I'm losing sleep over it sometimes of excitement, but in some time, oh my God, how much is this going to cost me? Right. So, but the fact is that we're applying these changes to adjust to the new times. So tell me, why don't we begin with some of those ideas? You go ahead.
Excellent. So, one thing that we can do, and I always say we because Chris and I like to always create and do new things. As all of you know, we started the Freedom Formula 90-day drive. So, we're excited. We're doing 30-day segments, but you can do things, simple things that will get your team members unstuck. Because often I have conversations with associates and I say, what's everybody up to? And they say, well, they're not doing anything. And then again, you got to ask yourself, are you doing things to inspire people to do things? Right? So what are you doing? And the key is to lead. Lead, lead, lead. Do not wait for your sponsor or your upline or your top leader to do this for you. This is your business. You need to take control of your business. How many people in your organization? How many people can you ignite right now?
You
With
know,
something
yeah,
fun.
yeah, and Tammy, one of the things that's very important, and want to get into this right now, is to create incentives.
Always.
I want to give you a quick example that it's known worldwide. You may or may not be aware of this, but when Tammy went to Africa the very first time, there was no rank. And I'm using this because this is an example of an incentive that was created out of thin air. There
Yeah.
was nothing going on. So what happened is when we went there, we had no bronze, no silvers, nothing. I mean, just barely associates, and it was around about 12 of them.
But they were all
And,
new and
and
excited.
yeah, and then what happened is that I went there and I created an incentive. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter what the incentive is. Obviously, you want to think about what would be an incentive people would appreciate. Think of your market.
Mhm.
Think of the things that you might be taking for granted that you do every day, that others would love to be around you or to do what you do, or maybe even come to you for a barbecue, or it could be a lunch incentives. It could be coupon. It could be when I mean coupons, I mean like I'm talking like prepaid meals for a breakfast for two, or having an incentive with you and your three leaders, your top three leaders. It could be a bit of a cash incentives, and Tammy and I can work with you on a personal level if you choose to, so we can kind of micromanage this for you. But generally here, what's important is to create an incentive that will get people engaged and inspired to take the challenge. I'm telling you, people always, and so to go back to my story, is when we went to Ghana, we said, listen, for the first 10 associates who reach goal, we will give you this gift. I don't want to tell you what the gift is because I don't want to overwhelm you here. The fact is, you can choose what that gift is. And you need to understand that for people to reach these rank, well, you're going to get paid because there's a commission that follows these ranks. You understand? So you do this incentive around the compensation plan and around the fact that you're going to reach these ranks. When you reach these ranks, well, these volumes, these boost of volume will increase your volume, which will give you extra amount of money that you will reinvest into your business. And that's how you may buy these different gifts, or again, create these monetary incentives for your team. And we'll give you some example of what to do and some of the things you can do to start it. But this is something is create incentives for your team and inspire them to engage. I'm telling you. And sometimes just the fact there's a group of people participating in your team, and it might be a little bit of a competition that may occur here. That's what makes it fun.
Exactly. Yeah, create a fun challenge and create excitement around it, a lot of fun around it. And it doesn't have to be crazy stuff. You might have brand new people have done nothing up to now. You could create something super simple like a 3 by 3 by 3. Everybody get 3 prospects going to look at a presentation, a link, looking at something with Max, and set up a third party call in 3 days. In 3 days, each day you do the 3 people getting a link and inviting them to a third party call with one of your business partners. That could be one of them. You
And
could.
tell me, maybe you want to be specific on the link. For example, some of you may say, but what link? What do I use? MaxLook.info points to the brand new video that Max International have created for us. So go to MaxLook.info, just cut and paste the link. And that's the link that Tammy is talking about. It could be the MaxLook.info. It has a little video. It's about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes or so that Max created, a brand new one, the opportunity one. And then it has the product science video right after that. That's it. And it's a great start to get people to look. Yeah, go ahead, Tammy.
Yeah, you know what's interesting, Chris? As we were finishing up a little shopping last night, I was talking to a brand new associate on the phone, and I was telling him, how to do this. Talk to your friends, talk to your connections, tell them how excited you are. You just started something new, and you wanted them to check it out, and send them the link. And he said, I really like that. He says, because they're not refusing me, they're refusing the information that they're looking at, and it's easier, right? And I thought, yeah, exactly. So, the key is to get as many people as you can in front of information. And honestly, I would, if you did 3 right away, I wouldn't even stop at 3. I'd keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Okay, so that's.
So redefine 3, what you mean. So make sure people understand what you mean exactly.
Yeah, and this could be just one of the challenges. We'll throw out a couple of things. So let's say you contact your team members and just say, hey, listen, guys, we're going to try something new here. Let's just switch it up a bit and create some excitement within the team. And you do your team call, you do a team Zoom, you do whatever, but get all your downline organization on that call. You could do market specific too. So every one of you know your organizations, and what you do, you connect with them. Even if you only have 1 or 2 people, do it. And then you're going to say, let's do a fun challenge. Each one of us in the next 3 days are going to contact 3 people a day and get them to watch the maxlook.info link. The 2 short videos there with a follow-up set up with a third-party validation for the next 3 days. And here's what I'm going to do for you if you do this full challenge. Or if you have many people, you'll say, anybody who has accomplished that, you want to see the names of the people that they connected with too. You want to make sure that they're doing the 3-way calls, right? That's how you're going to know is that third-party validation, right?
And let me give you some feedback in reference to this. For example, Tammy and I have an organization that spans globally. So if we're doing incentives, it is not easy. You can literally bankrupt, trying to support the entire world if you're not planning this well, because you have to maintain your word if you create an incentive. Mm-hmm. So instead of doing this worldwide, just create a conference call and select a group of leaders that are the leaders that have their own teams that can support their own. You understand, right? It's their organization. If their organization grows, their income grows. So you don't have to do the incentive for the entire downline of their organization. You do it for them. You understand? So for example, let's say you have 2 or 3 or 5 or 10. You do a conference call with those 10. You make the commitment of the incentive with those 10. And then in turn, these 10 can individually do that with their own organization. It doesn't matter where you live. You understand? It doesn't matter how big your organization is. And this is how you create incentives and talent challenge that you can actually support to encourage growth in your organization. So I just want to give you an example, Tammy, on depending on the size of your organization, that it is small, that is medium, that is larger, or it is massive. Either way, it's just a question of organizing yourself and taking action on it.
And here's what you need to understand. You got to pick the challenge. Excuse me. If it's an activity challenge, you can't put out a lot of money on an activity challenge when there's no conversion of signups.
That's right. There has to be conversion.
Exactly. So if you want to create an activity challenge just to engage the group, create an activity challenge. And I don't know, go to Canva and create certificates and do a certificate for the people who did those 333. That's an activity challenge, right? It's not a conversion challenge. So you can also create a result challenge, and that would be a prime one or a prime two, or whatever. Your organization. I just highly recommend to sit down and be creative. You don't need Chris and I to be creative to do this. I know we're always throwing ourselves out there. You sit down and do something. Do something.
So for example, Tammy,
out different ideas.
Yeah, for example, look at your organization, and this might be a good exercise for you, and see who's on authorship, and who's not on authorship.
That's a good one.
And it could be an incentive for everybody in your organization. Let's say you got 3 leaders you work with, and if they're able to reactivate, I don't know, 3 people, if you follow the 3 rules, right? The
3 days or something.
And 3 people that are igniting their authorship, right? And let's say you got 4 or 5 leaders that are doing this, and let's say 1 did it or 2 did it out of the 5 or 6 people that you spoke to, or none of them, that's fine. But throw the incentive out there, and you know what's going to happen. That you want it or not, volume will grow. Mm-hmm. That's what happens with incentive program. It's not everybody's going to participate, but some will. Some actually will win. And what you can do is you can quantify that if that much authorship are added to your organization, your volume, how many people you got in there, right? Just keep adding 100 CV, 100 CV, 100 CV. You may end up with another 1,000 CV. That's $100 extra, depending on if it's on the left or the right. I mean, these are micromanaging detail we can help you with. But the point here is, listen, invite maybe those 3 people for breakfast. Now, is it possible? It might be a bit more than $100, maybe. But what's happening here is you've incited growth in your business. It may not stop there. It may actually keep going because people like having more money. They'll keep doing it. And this breakfast could be an incentive. It's like a recognition, because you need to recognize the people who achieve something. And this is the fuel that will start fueling your empire, your business, your fire, whatever you want to look at it, right?
It could be a call or a Zoom session the following week after the contest, or a couple days after, whatever, and just recognize the people who win and have them share their excitement on what they did and how excited they are now, and all of that. It's going to create excitement with other people. So the key is to go into momentum. It's to get into excitement and stop focusing on being stuck. You got to focus on getting out of that situation. Okay, and it starts with you first, right? And so that's what's important. Create a name. Make a name with it. Don't just, do a 3, create a name. You could do a 3x3x3, but summer blast, summer thrill, or whatever you want to call it. Just be creative and put something, create a flyer too. And Canva's free. I know all of you around the world, you must have different platforms where you can easily create a flyer. I know all of you are super creative. You just got to do it. That's the key thing, is just do it. Stop thinking about things and start doing the things. Okay.
Another thing that's really good is the no challenge. People are so afraid of the no's, but always remember the no's is just one no closer to a yes. Yeah. I'm telling you, and the more you do this, the more you will eventually get people engaged into your business. It's just like a hockey player, right? Whoever gets the top scores at the end of the year is the one that keeps shooting on the net. right? Not the one that shoots because I have the best opportunity to shoot, otherwise I won't shoot. And I think a lot of time people do this business that way, and they fear missing because it's not the right timing, it's not the right place, it's not the, I don't feel right now. The fact is, put that all aside and do a no challenge and do as many presentations as you can, right, within the next 3 days. And then from there, you can work with your team and creating some kind of what's the word, like gauging, to be able to confirm that they've done their presentations. And there could be some kind of a spreadsheet that what do we have? I mean, that list that we call it there, or sheet there that keeps track of our numbers. What do we call it? The max action sheet?
Report, yeah.
The max action report. Sorry, here we go. So you grab that and you make sure that, let's say with your conference call, you got your 5 people, your 3 people, your 2 people, whatever you have. And then from there, make sure they have that. And whenever they do the presentation, you just fill it on the sheet. And at the end of the term, after the week is over, then here's the 5 presentations that are there. Maybe some of them will do 10. I mean, who knows? How many new did you get? And you know what? You may end up with people who signed up. You may end up with people with new customers. That's the point. Back to you, Tammy.
That's another thing. You just triggered another idea. Have a presentation challenge. People doing presentations one-on-one. Have a challenge, because so many people are stuck in fear. You got to get people out of their fear zones into actions. So find creative ways to get your team members to do actions. Okay, so again, whether it is an incentive to let me go back here, an activity incentive, a result incentive, whatever it is, make sure, even a campaign, you want to do a campaign, whatever it is, just think of things. I'm sure after listening to this, you're probably sitting there writing things down and coming up with ideas. And guess what? When you do one, then you'll think of something else. Or maybe the team member might say, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Let's do this time. And we're like, oh, okay, let's do this. And then you're engaging people all the time in doing some fun activities and creating some type of recognition reward, some type of a reward, hang out with you as a leader, and whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And take advantage of this time, vacation time, everybody doing vacations, to really connect with people with your stories. All of you have phenomenal stories. Get out there and talk, right? People are worried about getting sick. You got to be talking about the immune system with people. Lots of conversations can easily come up with that, because that's all people are talking about. I'm telling you, people are buying products anyways. Mm-hmm. So might as well tell them something that's real.
Totally agree. So at the end of the day, is many of you may have some ideas that we're not even talked about. Maybe you're fearing the doing the activity in case it doesn't work or people doesn't participate. Listen, put all that aside and just do it.
Do it yourself.
Really, just do it. Yeah. Just do it yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you have anybody in your organization that have achieved any kind of level of success in reference to that incentive, promote them, recognize them in different groups. We have a Max Global Diamond that has so many people in there. There's the active team group page. There's your own page and your own groups. I don't know exactly what everybody has. I'm just talking about what but where Tammy and I are plugged in, there's a lot of people watching, and people love that. You can do a Facebook Live in reference to your associates who have achieved whatever incentive you might have thrown out there. And it says, I would like to recognize James here, or John here, or Peter, or Paul for achieving this. It was an incentive program that we've done in our team. And Paul, I've done this, and that. And I wanted to congratulate Paul. Paul, what are your thoughts? And then let Paul share, and then share that on your Facebook Live. And all of these things create activities, and it creates attention on you. And this is the world that we live in now. Right? We all see each other through TVs and computers and cell phones and tablets, and, because of this COVID mess situation that we're facing. So adjust to it, have fun with it, but don't be paralyzed by the situation. Grow into it.
Exactly. So make sure you set your dates. And, although we're, leaving to the Maldives, I can tell you that I am going to talk to everybody who's around me that I can connect with. I'm going to smile at them. I'm going to say hello. I'm going to say where you're from. And then, one of the greatest things when you're sitting on a flight going from, for example, Canada to Dubai, because we're flying to Dubai, we're going to be sitting with somebody finding out where they're from. Are they Canadian, or are they just visiting Canada, or, and just get to know them. And one thing you can always do is create excitement around that, going, oh my gosh, really? We're building a business in this market. So exciting. And then they're going to be like, well, what is it? What kind of business? You want to create curiosity everywhere you go. So if you're on the beach and you're talking, hey, moms out there, don't make excuses. Get there in front of the water with your kids and don't just sit back. Get in the water with the kids, talk to moms that are standing beside you in the water with the kids, and have a conversation. Hey, where are you from? They tell you where they're from. If they're from Toronto, you can say, great, me too. We're actually building a business here, or whatever. It's creating excitement for people to be curious enough to have a look at what you do. If you're not excited, people around you are not excited.
That's true. That's absolutely true. And the fact, as we come to a close on this training call, it's not a long call. It's about 30 minutes or so. At the end of the day, many of you are, you go to the beach, or lakes or cottages. Some of you are going to be maybe traveling like Tammy and I are doing. And, just don't go like a secret agent. Let people know what you're up to. And I'm telling you one thing, whenever you are in front of water and sand of any kind, people are curious. They want to see what you're doing, where you are. Some people envy being around the water, and maybe for them to be around the water is not something that they can do. And that's a very big generation, a big population that, so the fact here is that these are all things that you can create to attract attention towards your activities. Something very interesting, I'm not sure if you talked about on this call here, Tammy, on this Zoom session, is my mom sends me emails every day, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4. And that video particularly was so funny. I just couldn't stop watching it. I said, I got to share this with my wife. So I shared that video with her, and she turned around and she posted it on her TikTok. And Tammy, just quickly, what happened once you posted that one video?
So yeah, I got some really good traction. I was telling, and I even put it out there that our mother-in-law sent it. I sent my mother-in-law, and so the interesting thing is, here's what I've learned. Here's what you have to learn, you guys. I don't know if you're all on TikTok. I didn't take TikTok serious, and if you haven't taken TikTok serious, it's time to take it serious. Okay, because I put the video on 3 platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
So what happened on TikTok?
So that evening, a few hours later, I go and look on TikTok, and I looked at the numbers, and I thought it was a mistake. So I closed it and started it again, because I'm pretty new at this. So I opened it up and I went, oh my God. And then we did stuff that evening, and I went back and looked, and it was by the seconds. They were watching it by.
So what's the number? What's the number?
So I went from launching this to now 3.8 million people have watched this video. I call these one-time wonders.
Yeah, this is a one-time wonder song, right? But that's the thing, is you never know. You never know what could just take off out there. But
here's what I want to add, Chris, because you can't just put out a one-time wonder and do nothing.
That's right.
Here's what I found. I started looking. I'm not as active on TikTok, but man, I'm going to be more active now. Holy cow. They went and looked at my past videos, and my past videos where I would have 100 people looking at it, I now have 6,000, 2,000, 5,000, 7,000. So they're watching me, and now they're commenting saying, what do
What
you and your
are you
husband
doing?
do?
See, the point of this message here, folks, is if I didn't take that video, that email, and I did not send it to Tammy, Tammy would not have posted video up. Do you
Mhm.
understand? So it's all about action, reaction. It just happened that that reaction was overwhelming. But this is what happens sometimes in business.
I had
When
no
when
idea.
I when I first met this gentleman in Africa, it was a fluke of luck. And one thing led to another. Next thing you know, it became a major significant pie of the company. But it started with a lead that people actually told me, stop wasting your time. Do you understand? So the fact here is if you stay the course and you keep shooting the puck, if you're a Canadian, if you know what I mean, right? Eventually you'll score. Sometimes you'll score big and you didn't expect it. You were just going through the motion of staying the course. And that's how life is. That's how our business happens to be. The reason why Tammy and I are successful, it's not because we're lucky. It's because we stayed the course.
We're very consistent.
Just like the TikTok scenario that Tammy happened. Well, it's kind of what happened also with the our Max business, dealing with African market and the Philip. I mean, we just kept shooting, and eventually, what happens? Things explodes, right? But it won't happen if you're always hiding behind excuses and the sob stories as to why it's not working for you.
Mm-hmm.
Stay the course. It's not working for you. Don't worry about it. Just stay the course. Keep sharing. Keep posting.
Share what you're up to on social media because people are bored. And if they see something exciting that you're doing and you're doing, with your team members, it's going to again create curiosity for people. My Instagram numbers have increased. My TikTok just went through the roof. I've got 13,700 followers now on TikTok. And I think I had like maybe 400 max people. Funny, eh?
Mhm.
And it's incredible how big that one went. But
Mhm.
also Facebook, I'm constantly adding new people. I didn't know anything about this stuff a year and a half ago, but I just, I got on. A lot of the time, I'm not as consistent as I want to do. Often, when I think about doing a Facebook Live, I get like, oh, what am I going to say? And I'm like, no, Tammy, you got to do something.
And you know
And
what, Tammy? That's another incentive, right? It could be an incentive about your team members doing a Facebook Live. This
three days
this
in a
this
row, 3 days
this
in a
is this is a good investment.
row.
A small incentive, invite people for a small barbecue, for a breakfast, whatever. Yes, it costs a bit of money, but it's worth it. You're investing into things that you do anyway with friends and family. You know what I mean? So the fact is that you can really turn things around by creating an environment and helping your team to engage
Yeah,
by having some kind of a challenge to be part of.
yeah.
It does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be about signing how many people. It's going to lead to that. But these incentives you're doing, that's the point, is lead them towards taking action and engaging in something towards their max business.
Hmm.
So as we end this call, Tammy, what are the last few words you want to share?
Just create something, get some momentum going within yourself and your team. Okay, so if you're alone and you're new, create yourself an incentive to move. Okay, also, Chris, when it comes to the next Go for Diamond session, if anybody created their incentive, I say don't even wait. You know this 333 challenge? Anybody can start this tomorrow. That's how simple it is. 3 links. Anybody can send 3 links 3 days in a row. It's a doable thing to do. And you don't have to say, oh, I think I'll start this in August. No, start it now.
Mhm.
Stop putting things off later that you can easily do right now, and create some last minute stuff that, people always want to be organized and planned, and those are often the people that don't get even started. The ones that go on a limb are the ones that often are making the most money in this. Okay, so just do it, get it done. If you've done something, we want to hear about it, because we want to have you on the next Go for Diamond session. And we want your group to share what they've all done in that challenge. Tell us a challenge, tell us the name of the challenge and what they've done, and let's have some fun with this.
Absolutely agree. So as we end this call here, folks, we hope that some of the things, the insight we share with you could be helpful. Some of you may actually take this seriously. And if you do, we may see you on our next Diamond Retreat, and we look forward to it. But the key is stay the course. Don't worry about what's not working. Trust me, we all go through these patches, and you just have to work around them. They're still there. The issues are there. The feelings are there, but you still do the motion in moving forward. And I'm telling you, the problem disappears or it becomes irrelevant or non-issue. And next thing you know, the prize is just around the corner.
Exactly. So have a fabulous week. We will do our Go for Diamond session, Chris, on Tuesday, July 20th instead of the Monday, because again, we'll be in flight.
Yeah.
Back on the Monday. So write it in your calendar. It'll be a day away. So Tuesday, instead of the Monday night, Go for Diamond, Tuesday, July 20th, put it in your calendar. And anybody who took this challenge on, want to share, we'd love to hear from you and your team members.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I booked a room at the Sheraton at the hotel airport in Pearson. As you know, in Canada, we have to stay there for 3 days, and we're going to be good, nice children, and we'll follow the rules. So we're probably going to be in a hotel when we're actually go about doing this. Okay, Woody, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful week, and we hope you got some great insight from that. Take care.